Mystery is not created by hiding. It is created by revealing less. In a world addicted to noise where every person competes to be seen, the one who withholds becomes magnetic. The loud world is a stage for the insecure. They talk because silence terrifies them. They expose everything because invisibility feels like death. But the mysterious person knows that power grows in shadows. When you are quiet, people project their own desires and fears onto you. They try to decode your calm. They imagine complexity behind your stillness, and in that imagination, you gain control. The art of being mysterious begins not with manipulation, but with mastery. Mastery of impulse, emotion, and expression. You stop explaining. You stop chasing understanding. You stop trying to be understood. The mystery is not a costume you wear, it's the residue of restraint. When the world expects noise, you respond with nothing, and that nothing becomes thunder. People don't respect those who speak too much because excess reveals desperation. Every word you say reduces your value if it comes from the need to prove something. The powerful know that explanation is exposure. To explain yourself is to invite judgment. To be mysterious is to remain undefined, and what is undefined cannot be attacked, cannot be categorized, cannot be dismissed. Mystery is the invisible armor that repels weakness. You become untouchable not because you build walls, but because you create depth, the kind of depth that can't be reached by the shallow. In a loud world, silence feels like rebellion, and rebellion, when done with composure, becomes authority. People chase mystery because it promises something rare, control. Not over others, but over perception itself. The mysterious are not always the strongest, but they are the most unpredictable. And unpredictability is the currency of fear and fascination. The louder the world becomes, the more silence feels like dominance. When you walk into a room and say nothing, people listen to what you didn't say. They watch your posture, your eyes, your pace. They search for meaning in your restraint. They assume purpose where there might be peace, strategy where there might be serenity. That's the paradox of power. When you need less attention, you receive more of it. The mysterious do not chase validation. They create curiosity. And curiosity is a leash invisible to the eyes, but felt by every mind. People stay attached to what they don't fully understand. If they can't predict you, they can't control you. And that alone makes them uneasy, intrigued, even submissive. The mysterious understand that silence is not emptiness. It's a mirror. Whatever others project onto your silence reveals their own truth. Some see confidence. Some see arrogance, some see peace, but none can ignore it. To cultivate mystery, you must unlearn the modern disease of overexposure. You must stop narrating your every move, stop displaying your emotions as if they were currency. The loud world has taught people that attention equals existence, but that belief is the very reason most remain invisible, because when everyone shouts, no one is truly heard. Power exists in contrast. Your mystery works because it breaks the pattern. You don't post every thought, you don't share every plan, you don't explain every silence. You let people wonder, and wondering creates energy, an invisible tension that draws them closer, even as you remain still. This is not manipulation, it is self-respect. You understand that your inner life belongs to you. Not every truth deserves an audience, not every emotion deserves expression. The more selective you become, the more value your presence carries. Think of those who reveal everything. Their happiness, their anger, their doubts. Their transparency feels honest at first, but over time it loses weight. When everything is visible, nothing feels special. Mystery is scarcity, and scarcity breeds value. To be mysterious is to understand rhythm. When to appear, when to disappear, when to speak, when to withhold. This rhythm creates presence. The mysterious move like music. You feel them more than you understand them. They are not defined by absence, but by precision. Every move is deliberate. Every silence is charged. In contrast, the loud world is chaotic, impulsive, reactive, desperate for applause. But applause is a trap. It feeds the ego while starving the soul. The mysterious don't chase applause because they don't perform. They exist. And existence, when authentic, needs no validation. The art of being mysterious is the art of conserving energy. When you stop scattering yourself across every interaction, you begin to gather force. You become dense, intense, grounded. Your presence starts to carry weight. People can feel it before you speak. That is the essence of magnetism, the ability to affect without acting, to influence without effort. Those who understand this art live in a different rhythm, one that the loud cannot comprehend. They watch the noise with detachment, knowing that chaos consumes itself. You don't have to silence the world. You only have to rise above its frequency. The mysterious understand that distance amplifies desire. When you step back, people lean forward. When you go quiet, they start to listen. When you disappear, they start to search. Attention chases what retreats. This is nature's law. The world worships what it cannot possess. But you must never play mystery as a trick. It must emerge from truth. Pretending to be mysterious is theater. Being mysterious is philosophy. It's living from the awareness that not everything deserves to be shared. It's knowing that your value does not depend on being seen. The mysterious carry an inner calm, an emotional economy that refuses waste. They don't reveal pain to anyone who hasn't earned the right to hear it. They don't seek sympathy because they've discovered something higher than comfort. Control. Control of expression, control of reaction, control of self. When you master these, the world bends around your silence. The loud mistake expression for freedom, but true freedom is restraint. Anyone can speak. Few can stay silent and remain powerful. The mysterious understand that mystery is not created overnight. It is built in the quiet consistency of composure. Every time you resist the urge to explain, you add a layer to your depth. Every time you choose distance over drama, you strengthen your presence. Every time you let curiosity work in your favor, you reinforce your control. People will test you. They will poke, provoke, and try to break your silence. But your power lies in your refusal to react. You are not ice. You are still water, calm, deep, and dangerous in your quiet. To master mystery, you must detach from the need to be liked. You must accept misunderstanding as a natural cost of depth. The shallow will always misread silence as weakness. Let them. The deeper minds will sense what lies beneath, the discipline, the clarity, the quiet storm of thought. You don't exist to be understood by everyone. You exist to be felt by the few who can see through noise. That is the secret of allure. The mysterious never chase. They attract by existing on their own terms. Their presence is a question that no one can answer, and in a world obsessed with answers, that question becomes priceless. When you embody mystery, you become timeless. Trends fade, faces change, but composure endures. The mysterious are remembered not for what they said, but for what they didn't. Their silence echoes longer than others' words. Their absence weighs more than others' presence. And that is why mystery is the highest form of influence. It demands nothing yet commands everything. In a loud world, power no longer belongs to those who speak the most. It belongs to those who make silence speak for them. The mysterious do not seek validation because they understand that mystery dies the moment it is explained. When you explain yourself, you kill the curiosity that made people listen. Curiosity is the silent bridge between attention and respect, and once that bridge collapses, what remains is indifference. Mystery, then, is the art of holding back enough truth to keep people wondering. But it's more than performance. It's the discipline of knowing your worth even when others don't. It's the refusal to dilute your essence for the comfort of the shallow. Most people expose too much of themselves because they fear being invisible. But the wise know that visibility is not power. Relevance is not the same as influence. The loud may be noticed, but only the mysterious are remembered. The difference is depth. The mysterious have layers that can't be reached in one glance, one conversation, or one interaction. They give just enough to awaken the imagination, and then they disappear, letting the silence do what words never could. That silence haunts people because it forces them to face themselves. Your absence becomes a mirror that shows them their dependence, their need for reaction, their discomfort with uncertainty. The mysterious use this reaction to understand others. When someone can't handle your silence, it means your presence affected them more than they admit. You learn who needs control and who respects freedom. You learn who is drawn to truth and who is addicted to noise. In this way, mystery is not a wall, it's a filter. It filters out the impatient, the insecure, the superficial. Only those who can sit with uncertainty are worthy of proximity. You must understand, the mysterious do not reject connection, they refine it. They choose depth over exposure, quality over quantity, meaning over performance. Their relationships are not built on oversharing, but on quiet understanding. They don't need to talk endlessly to feel close. Silence between them and others feels safe, not awkward. That safety is rare and it's addictive. It's the essence of emotional gravity. The mysterious attract those who crave peace in a chaotic world. They offer an energy that cannot be found in noise, a stillness that feels alive. People may not understand it, but they feel it, and feeling is stronger than understanding. That is the foundation of power. When you stop needing to be understood, you start to become irresistible. Because the loud world has trained people to overshare, the one who withholds becomes mythic. The less you reveal, the more people imagine. And imagination, once activated, does your work for you. They create a story around you. A story that often flatters you more than truth ever could. Let them. Mystery feeds on imagination, and imagination feeds on distance. Don't correct people's assumptions, let them wonder. Don't rush to clarify rumors, let them echo. Don't destroy intrigue with truth. Truth rarely holds the same power as perception. Your silence becomes their obsession. Your absence becomes their puzzle. And in that quiet, you control the narrative without speaking a word. But to live this way, you must master patience. Mystery cannot exist without restraint. You must resist the human urge to fill silence, to defend yourself, to overshare your intentions. The mysterious know that not everything needs reaction. Sometimes the most powerful move is no move at all. Let others reveal their impulsiveness while you remain composed. Every time you hold your silence, you remind the world that you answer to no one's tempo but your own. Control your rhythm, and you control perception. In a world that worships speed, patience becomes luxury. The mysterious move slowly, deliberately, as if time belongs to them. They never rush, because rushing exposes desire, and desire exposes need. Power dies in the presence of need. When you move with calm certainty, you make others adjust to your pace. They wait for your response, they wonder about your thoughts, they overthink your stillness. This is not cruelty, it's mastery. You understand that the mind always amplifies what it can't predict. Uncertainty keeps people alert, invested, and emotionally entangled. When they don't know where they stand with you, they become more aware of you. They talk about you when you're not there. They interpret your silences as messages. They give meaning to what you never said. That is the silent seduction of mystery. You become unforgettable because people do the work of remembering you. But mystery is not just silence, it's precision. Every appearance you make, every word you say, every emotion you display must carry weight. Speak rarely, but when you do, let it cut through noise like a blade. Your words should feel chosen, not spontaneous. Your emotions should feel controlled, not repressed. You don't suppress feeling, you master it. You allow emotion to exist without letting it escape. When people can't read you, they respect you, because mystery in essence is control of expression. When everyone else reacts, you reflect. When they expose, you observe. When they crumble, you calculate. This composure unsettles people because they can't find your weakness. They feel something in your silence that they can't name. Some call it confidence, some call it danger. Either way, they are right. True mystery is not the absence of truth, it's the mastery of exposure. You decide what the world sees, and you decide when. That decision is your crown. The loud have no such control. Their need for attention makes them slaves to reaction. They trade privacy for applause and wonder why they feel empty. You must choose differently. You must understand that privacy is not loneliness, it's leverage. The more the world sees, the less it imagines. The less it imagines, the less power you have. Protect your unseen life like treasure. Let people know only fragments, a glance, a phrase, a gesture, enough to awaken interest but never enough to satisfy it. The mysterious never satisfy curiosity, they sustain it. They don't end the story, they extend it. They understand that people crave closure but are more haunted by its absence, so give them fragments, never the full picture. Give them calm, never explanations. Give them presence, then take it away. Let them crave your return. In that craving, you become powerful. This is not arrogance, it's alignment with nature. Everything beautiful is mysterious. The ocean, the moon, the night, they reveal just enough to draw you in, but never everything. They keep something hidden, and that hidden element is what makes them eternal. If you want to be respected, learn from them. Speak less, reveal slowly, vanish occasionally. Let your life have chapters that no one reads but you. The more private your evolution, the more sacred your power. The mysterious know that attention can be poison. Once consumed, it changes your chemistry. It creates dependency. But when you control what you reveal, you control your exposure to that poison. You stay grounded, unaddicted, free. Freedom is the ultimate power, and those who master mystery are the freest of all, because they belong only to themselves. In a loud world, mystery is rebellion, but in truth it's not rebellion at all. It's simply remembering that power doesn't need to shout to be felt. The mysterious live by a principle the loud cannot grasp. Energy is currency, and silence is its vault. Every time you speak, explain, or react, you spend from that vault. Most people go bankrupt, not financially, but energetically. They give too much of themselves, their thoughts, emotions, intentions, to people who have not earned them. The mysterious preserve their energy because they understand that what is rare becomes revered. This is why you never see a king shouting. Authority requires stillness. To move with mystery is to embody that stillness in thought, in speech, in presence. When others overextend, you withdraw. When they seek attention, you refine your detachment. Every act of restraint strengthens your power. Mystery isn't about being distant. It's about being deliberate. There's a difference between coldness and composure. The mysterious don't isolate out of fear. They select out of purpose. They know that energy scattered is power lost. They protect their peace not because they are fragile, but because they are building something invisible, an aura, an atmosphere, a force. That force cannot exist when constantly diluted by the noise of others. The loud world thrives on reaction. Social media has made everyone addicted to response loops. Post, react, validate, repeat. But this endless exchange erodes the very thing that gives you magnetism, your inner space. The mysterious do not live in reaction, they live in rhythm. Their actions come from inner necessity, not external demand. This creates unpredictability, and unpredictability is the purest form of intrigue. People who can't predict, you can't prepare for you. They have to stay attentive, alert, engaged. That attention becomes your quiet control. To practice mystery is to master emotional minimalism, saying only what's needed, revealing only what's earned. When others pour out their souls to be understood, you choose silence and let them fill the space with imagination. They will project depth, confidence, or danger into your silence, all of which serve your power. But mystery without substance is manipulation, and manipulation never lasts. The foundation of true mystery is self-awareness. You must know yourself so deeply that you no longer need to prove anything. The mysterious carry an inner certainty that cannot be faked. They have faced their insecurities and absorbed them. They have met their own chaos and tamed it. This self-possession radiates subtly but unmistakably. People feel it without knowing why. They sense that you don't need their validation because you already validated yourself. That independence is magnetic in a world built on dependence. Everyone is searching for affirmation, but you, the mysterious, stand as proof that it's possible to exist without it. That's what draws people. Not your silence alone, but what your silence represents. Freedom. Freedom from the emotional hunger that drives the masses. When people see you calm while others crave attention, they feel both admiration and discomfort. Admiration, because they wish for that same peace. Discomfort, because your composure exposes their dependence. Mystery confronts people with their own lack of control. It reminds them that there's another way to exist, a higher state where the self no longer bends for approval. To maintain that state, you must master withdrawal. Withdrawal is not avoidance, it's strategy. You pull back to gather power. Like the tide that recedes before returning with greater force, your absence is not loss, it's preparation. Each retreat makes your next appearance stronger. The loud exhaust themselves by constant exposure. They are always performing, always accessible, always drained. You, on the other hand, understand rhythm, appearing just enough to remain unforgettable, disappearing just long enough to become legend. Mystery thrives on intervals. Constant presence kills imagination. The mysterious disappear not to escape, but to create space for others to feel their absence. In that space, longing grows, perception grows, power grows. When you return, your silence has aged like wine, richer, deeper, more intoxicating. But mystery also requires emotional discipline. You cannot become mysterious if you are controlled by emotion. Anger, jealousy, and anxiety all reveal too much. They show that your inner world is reactive, not sovereign. The mysterious feel deeply but express selectively. They allow emotion to pass through them without losing composure. Their calm unsettles those who thrive on chaos. People will try to provoke you to decode your silence, to see if they can make you break character. They will gossip, test, mock, or even seduce you into reaction. But your power lies in your restraint. Each time you refuse to react, you remind them that they have no access to your core. That distance terrifies them, because it means you are beyond their control. The mysterious are not unfeeling, they are unreadable. Their emotions are private landscapes explored by few. Those who earn entry never forget it. Because intimacy with the mysterious feels sacred. You do not give yourself easily, and that scarcity makes your affection priceless. In a world of oversharing, privacy becomes intimacy. You must learn this paradox. The less people know, the more connected they feel, because they are forced to imagine what you withhold. That imagination builds emotional investment. People don't fall in love with what they fully know, they fall in love with what they hope to understand. The mysterious offer that eternal pursuit, the sense that there's always more beneath the surface. That endless depth is what keeps others coming back. Yet you must never lose your anchor in truth. Mystery without authenticity becomes manipulation. You must mean your silences, live your restraint, and embody your calm. Pretending to be mysterious is performance, being mysterious is evolution. It comes naturally when you stop chasing validation and start protecting energy. The mysterious don't hide behind silence, they rise through it. They understand that mystery isn't a tool, it's a reflection of inner mastery. To live mysteriously is to live intentionally, to make every word and gesture count, to value presence over performance. When you reach that level, you no longer need to compete with noise. The world becomes an echo chamber, and you become the still point at its center, unmoved, unbothered, unforgettable. People will notice that you move differently, that you speak only when necessary, that your calm feels alive. They won't understand why, and that's the point. Understanding ends fascination. Mystery sustains it. In a culture drowning in exposure, you will stand out simply by being disciplined. Silence becomes your signature. Detachment becomes your perfume. Composure becomes your language, and power becomes your shadow and following you quietly everywhere you go. The mysterious understand that the greatest form of expression is restraint. It's easy to reveal everything. The world encourages it. It rewards those who overshare, who speak endlessly, who mistake transparency for truth. But truth, when exposed without discretion, loses its potency. Power isn't found in what's said, but in what's left unsaid. Every secret you keep becomes a seed of authority. People sense that there's more behind your silence, and that sense becomes fascination. You don't need to lie. You only need to remain selective. Not because you're hiding something, but because not everything deserves light. The mysterious person knows that exposure is a transaction, and every revelation must serve a purpose. When you reveal without reason, you pay in energy, in dignity, in leverage. The loud spend recklessly, the mysterious invest wisely. This is why mystery and elegance walk hand in hand. Both are rooted in economy of motion, thought, and expression. To be mysterious is to understand that minimalism isn't absence, it's precision. You reveal just enough to awaken curiosity, then stop. You speak just enough to create echo, then vanish. Your silence becomes the room others fill with their assumptions, and the beauty of assumption is that it always works in favor of the one who controls the frame. Let others define you. Their definitions will always reveal more about them than you. When you are silent, you hold power over perception. They cannot pin you down, and the human mind fears what it cannot define. Fear and fascination are siblings. Both are born from uncertainty. That is the paradox of mystery. You never have to chase influence because uncertainty will always chase you. The more people try to understand you, the deeper they fall into your gravity. But mystery is fragile if built on ego. The moment you try to be mysterious, you lose the naturalness that sustains it. True mystery cannot be forced. It emerges from self-possession. You become mysterious the moment you stop trying to be seen. Your detachment from attention makes attention chase you. It's an inversion of effort. What others pursue, you attract by indifference. But indifference must not become coldness. The mysterious are not unfeeling statues. They are warm centers surrounded by silence. Their quiet doesn't repel, it invites. There's something magnetic about someone who seems at peace in their own solitude. The world confuses peace with distance, but the mysterious know that peace is the ultimate seduction. It says, I need nothing. And nothing is more attractive than a person who needs nothing. Everyone wants what seems complete. That's why the mysterious draw others in. They radiate completion, self-containment, wholeness. To master this state, you must stop explaining your intentions. The more you clarify, the more you shrink. Let people misinterpret you. It's part of your armor. Clarity is for those who beg to be understood. Silence is for those who command presence. In a loud world, people fill every silence because they fear insignificance. The mysterious embrace silence because they know it amplifies meaning. Every pause is deliberate. Every delay becomes suspense. You control the tempo of attention itself. This rhythm extends beyond speech. It lives in your actions. Don't announce your moves, reveal outcomes. Let the world see results, not process. Mystery is preserved by distance between effort and exposure. The moment you narrate your growth, you dilute it. The powerful build in private and appear transformed, leaving others to wonder when and how it happened. That wondering is your influence working silently. The mysterious don't fight for recognition. They let results whisper their truth. The loud seek acknowledgement before achievement. The mysterious achieve before acknowledgement. They understand that silence before success protects the integrity of creation. Speak too soon, and you invite interference. Show too much, and you lose anticipation. The world's attention is fleeting, but anticipation is enduring. It keeps people watching long after you've left the room. That's why mystery must become your lifestyle. A constant dance between revelation and retreat. Appear, disappear, reappear. Give light, then shadow. Let curiosity breathe. This rhythm gives your presence weight. When you finally speak, people listen not because you are louder, but because they've been waiting. Waiting intensifies value. The mysterious use absence as others use words. They understand that space itself communicates. When you disappear, people start rewriting your silence into stories. Stories that serve your myth. And myth, unlike noise, endures. You don't need to defend your reputation if your mystery builds your mythology for you. The less people know, the more they invent. Let them, their invention will immortalize you. But remember, mystery without depth is a hollow shell. Depth comes from solitude, from time spent alone, refining your thoughts, learning yourself, mastering your inner chaos. The loud fear solitude because it confronts them with emptiness. The mysterious crave it because it refines them. They know that stillness is not stagnation, it's distillation. It concentrates your essence until even your silence carries weight. When you walk into a room after a period of absence, your presence feels heavier. People can sense when someone has been living deliberately. Mystery is that residue of deliberate living. It cannot be faked through aesthetics or words. It must be built through awareness. Awareness of what you reveal, what you hide, and why. You must become the curator of your own perception. Curate every detail, your words, your timing, your energy. Don't post everything you think. Don't explain every emotion. Don't appear everywhere. The mysterious leave gaps, and those gaps become gold. They understand that emptiness is part of design. Just as music needs silence between notes, presence needs absence between appearances. That's how you stay unforgettable, by never being fully available. Overexposure kills magnetism, distance feeds it. Learn to withdraw while you're still wanted. That moment, when people still crave your presence, is when your absence will echo the loudest. It's how legends are made. They vanish while the world still watches. The mysterious person lives with this awareness. Every exit must feel intentional. Every silence must feel alive. Every return must feel evolved. You disappear to renew, not to escape. And when you return, you bring new depth, not through words, but through aura. Aura cannot be explained, it can only be felt. That is the ultimate mystery, to exist as something felt, not described. To be a force, not a performance. The loud world performs for applause, the mysterious move for impact. And impact by nature doesn't shout, it lingers. Mystery reaches its highest form when it becomes indistinguishable from authenticity. It is no longer something you do, but something you are. You no longer calculate how much to reveal, your restraint becomes instinctive, you no longer hide. You simply exist in quiet alignment with your truth. The mysterious are not actors, they are architects of presence. Every movement, every silence, every glance becomes deliberate because it arises from awareness, not performance. This awareness transforms you into an enigma without effort. People sense that you're different, but they can't explain why. They can feel that your attention carries weight, that your calm hides something profound, that your stillness has seen things others have not. You become the type of person whose silence says more than another's speech. The loud world cannot understand this because it operates on reaction, on immediate expression. It confuses volume with strength, exposure with relevance. But when you live mysteriously, you are not moved by the speed of the world. You operate on your own time, and time bends around you. The mysterious are unhurried because they understand that urgency is a symptom of fear. When you move slowly, deliberately, you broadcast confidence without needing to say a word. That composure disrupts others. They become self-conscious around your calm, unsure of how to fill the space your silence creates. That discomfort gives you power, not because you dominate them, but because you control the emotional rhythm of interaction. You lead not by talking, but by being. You lead by existing with gravity. But mystery at its essence is not about others, it's about mastery of self. The external fascination you create is merely a reflection of your internal order. You are mysterious to others because you have become clear to yourself. You no longer leak energy through over-explanation or insecurity. You no longer seek reassurance. Your calm is the result of inner integration, all parts of you aligned, all doubts acknowledged and dissolved. The mysterious are not unreachable. They are simply whole, and wholeness in a fragmented world feels like power. This is why the mysterious attract not just attention, but devotion. People sense that being near them brings stability. They become emotional anchors in a sea of chaos. But to remain that way, you must protect your solitude like sacred ground. Solitude is where mystery regenerates. It's where you return to yourself, away from noise, away from others' projections. The world will always try to pull you outward, to extract your energy, to interpret your silence, to possess your calm. But mystery dies when it is possessed. You must let people reach for you without ever fully grasping you. The more they reach, the more you rise beyond reach, not out of arrogance, but out of preservation. Power cannot coexist with total accessibility. To maintain influence, you must remain slightly out of frame, always visible, never obtainable. That tension between presence and distance is what keeps people drawn. Even in relationships, the mysterious never surrender their entirety. They give connection without losing individuality. They love deeply, but quietly. Their affection is not loud. It's consistent, steady, intentional. That's why their love feels rare, because it is not scattered. It is focused. The mysterious give from fullness, not from need. Their love doesn't beg, it blesses. That kind of presence makes others feel both safe and challenged. safe in your calm, challenged by your depth. They realize they cannot fully read you, and instead of frustration, they feel awe. You become the reminder that mystery still exists in a world that tries to explain everything, and that realization awakens something ancient in people: curiosity, reverence, wonder. The mysterious person doesn't need to dominate others to feel powerful. Their very being creates silent hierarchy. Those who are loud depend on attention. Those who are mysterious command it. When you embody this energy, your silence becomes sacred. It no longer feels empty, it feels divine. People listen not because you demand it, but because they sense meaning in your pauses. You've reached a point where silence itself communicates. This is the peak of mastery, when absence becomes language, when restraint becomes influence, when presence alone shapes perception. The loud world cannot touch you anymore because its noise cannot penetrate your stillness. You become untouchable, not by defense, but by depth. Noise cannot enter where awareness dwells. The mysterious walk through chaos unaffected, because they no longer crave participation in every battle. They choose their wars carefully, and most often they win without fighting. This is the invisible victory. The victory of calm over chaos, of control over impulse, of essence over appearance. And when you reach that level, you understand the final truth. Mystery is not a mask to wear. It's a mirror of mastery. You don't become mysterious by hiding from the world. You become mysterious by mastering yourself so completely that the world cannot decode you. Silence becomes your language, composure your armor, and restraint your power. In a loud world, that combination is irresistible, because when others scream to be seen, you remind them, through your quiet existence, that real power doesn't compete. It waits, it watches, it decides. And when it moves, the world listens. Silence isn't the absence of power, it's the proof of it. Subscribe because real power doesn't shout, it whispers.